Hey YouTube, so I'm back with part 2 of how to make the rotor. So I showed you in part 1 that I used the template here to cut out little pieces of foil tape so that I could line up there, and I cut some additional pieces to wrap around so that the contacts could be accessed from both sides of the little pegs that stick out the side. Now the next step is we need to seal up this piece over here. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to use silicone. And I got the top side here, and I'm going to put top side to top side so that there's bottom side to bottom side on there. So now the way we're going to seal it is we're actually going to use silicone. Now the silicone that I happen to have on hand is this high temperature red silicone that I had left over from a previous project. So that's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to put a nice good bead around the disc. And I'll spread it out and I'll see how that goes. So take this. Now the reason that that I'm putting silicone on this, oh yeah, I'm gonna need more, that's for sure. The reason for the silicone is because there isn't actually all that much space between the sectors on the disc. Quite a bit more than I originally thought, actually, even. And so if you want to actually get everything to not short circuit, and you actually want to be able to get all the voltage that you want to get, and you want to maximize your surface area while still using sectors, then you need some way to prevent the machine itself from short circuiting. My solution to this is silicone. And we want a nice good little coating all over this wheel here. Something else that's going to be nice about, it's nice about the silicone is once it does finally solidify or cure, I should say, it is going to bond one side of the disc to the other side of the disc. So the disc is definitely not going to be flying apart on us, and the sectors internally are going to be very well protected against being damaged by any sort of unintended contact. So we want to spread this out best we can. We want this layer to be as close to uniform as we can possibly get it. Obviously we are doing this at home, and there's only so much that we're going to, or so perfect we're going to be able to get this without having like a dedicated like applicator or some way to measure how much we're putting on. Need a little bit more over here, and over here, and a little bit more over here by the center pieces. Yeah. Whew, this stinks! Now, this is also going to prevent not just sector to sector, but in that little crack going towards where the actual sectors are on the inside, that is going to prevent anything from going through that as well. Oh, said as much as possible we want this layer spread out. Now the disc is less critical than some of the other components. Some of the other components are going to need way less silicone than the disc is going to need. The disc is a bit of a special case here. But this is going to be the secret sauce that's going to allow this size of rotor to generate a much significantly higher current than what would otherwise, or not current, voltage, which ultimately results in current with this type of generator, than what would be typically possible for the size of a rotor. The reason being is it forces all of the jumping to go around the perimeter instead of just being able to take whatever path it wants through the disc. Alright, now comes the less fun, more nerve-wracking part. Stick it on the disc and try not to mess up the alignment of everything while we're at it. Can he do it? Let's see. Let's see if I can win the home manufacturing Olympics here. Okay. Try to clean up as much of what's on the outer ring as possible here. Save as much of a mess as I possibly can before we get started. Alright, there's one hole. Because I'm not going to be able to see them once I get this down and that starts spreading out. Aha. There we are. Okay. Now, got some delicate lining up to do. And that's all done there. I'll clean this off a little bit better with something else after. Now, let shift a bit, a little bit. There we go. And now, to get the night passed while this settles out, we're gonna get everything all settled in with a little bit of light reading here. Now, where did I stick my light reading? There we go. Yeah, and maybe I'll find some more. But that's part two. That's how we're gonna make these discs here. There's one, and I'll go get another book series to stick on top of that. Stick that there. Oh, I almost touched the silicone with the Precious Heavy Reading book series. Let's see. I'm gonna arrange this here like this. there. Alright, now we just got to leave that sit for like 2 days. And we'll come back with part 3 when I do the inductor plates.